Today's model session is how to beat the heat makeup with a natural look. We're also going to focus on hooded eyes, how to create a faux tan, and how to contour to bring out or minimize your features. Here's our fresh-faced, beautiful model, Amy. We're going to go ahead and start with prepping the skin with Caudalie. This is a vitamin C alternative. It uses vine sap. It's lightweight, non-greasy, and hydrating, which is great for summer. We're applying it all over the face. Then I'm going to go in, and whatever's left over, I'm going to add to the neck. We want to make sure we're hydrating all the way down. Adding now the Caudalie Grape water to add a layer of hydration and prep the skin. We want something light for not only a natural look, but to beat the heat and have our makeup really stay on well. Grabbing the NARS Soft Matte Primer, we're going to place a dime size amount just on the areas where we need it. Really important. We want to work in thin layers. So I'm just putting it down the T-zone, which is where she's oily. If you're oily everywhere, just add a thin layer. Adding now the Chanel powder, we're going to add this to the lid and grab a light, loose, fluffy brush. And this helps to not pick up too much product. And we're going to go over the primer now, specifically in the T-zone. This will help the makeup to stay on longer and absorb any excess oil. Grabbing now the Chanel bronzer in medium tan, we're going to add this to a sponge. And we're going to create a faux tan just by bouncing the product onto the skin. Make sure you're hitting those ears, the neck, and the chin area. This is a great way to create a suntan look without getting in the sun. I'm just working around the edges now and going back in and adding a little more color on the high points of the face, around the ears, a little on the neck. We want to really focus on the high points of the face because that's where the sun hits. Make sure not to forget those shadowed areas under the chin, under the nose. Add a light layer. Going in now with a small detailed brush, we're going to start shaping the features. So we're going to go on the sides of the nose, underneath the nose, and then we're going to do a blending motion at an angle on the side of the bridge of the nose to give a slight contour. And then we're going around that eye shape. So this is a really great way of transitioning from one plane to the next, which is around the eyes and down the nose. You want everything to have a flow to it. No hard lines, everything transition beautifully. As you can see, I'm reinforcing the cheekbones. I did a little under the lip, and we're just blending this out. Don't be afraid to use your fingers if you want to soften. Adding the NARS Tinted Moisturizer, I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of this, but as a highlight / concealer. And I'm putting this just on the areas that I want to brighten, which is usually the center of the face. Make sure you blend really well underneath the eye area. And here we have the first step in our complexion. Adding the DIOR New Blush, we're going to go ahead and create a beautiful sun-kissed flush. And the sun gives us a little bit of redness. So I'm applying this to the apples of the cheeks and a little over the bronzer. Of course, not forgetting the ears and under the chin. Once again, think about where the sun hits on the face. It'll always create a little bit of redness because that's what the sun does. It burns then tans. Using now the Chantecaille bronzer, I'm going to use this to bring the colors together between the warmer and the brighter colors. So I'm putting it on the apples of the cheeks, high points of the face where we added the bronzer. And I'm just using a smaller brush to detail those areas to warm up what we already placed down with the cream bronzer by Chanel. As you can see, I'm working on the edges of the face, under the chin, just like I did before, not forgetting the ears. And then I'm going to go in with the bronzer with a bigger fluffy brush. And I'm going to place this all down the center where those brighter areas are, where we use the NARS. Think of this as a mid-tone color between light and deep, so that way everything looks soft and natural and not too bright and too dark. As you can see, I'm going around the eyes, the brows, and just bringing everything into unison. Using the new Tom Ford Tropical Dusk eyeshadow palette, I'm going to grab this cool brown, and I'm going to place this all over the lower lid, lightly tapping it in from the lash line into the crease, and I'm tapping it in so that it sticks to the lid, especially if you want to create a heat-proof lid where it's not oily. We want to really press our products in. As you can see, I'm blending that up onto the brow ridge because Amy has a hooded lid, so we want to break up that plane to make a bigger, fuller eye. I'm adding that rose mauve now on top of that brown color all over the lower lid, and then I'm going to blend it up onto that ridge. I'm building up my colors here, and I'm opening up the eye slowly with color transitions. Now I'm taking that cool brown again and lightly placing it underneath the lash line, and then I'm blending it to soften so there's no hard lines. Grabbing that rosy mauve color, I'm going right on top to soften that line. Grabbing that same color, I'm going to go ahead and pop this on the cheeks. This creates a uniformed color story. Adding the Chanel eyelash curler and going ahead and taking a spoolie and lifting the brow hair now, shaping the eye once again. I'm grabbing the Mario palette and I'm mixing the black and brown and pushing that into the brow hair. It's a nice way to create a soft brow look because she already has a nice defined brow. We're just deepening the color a bit to match up with the hair. Using the Waterproof It Cosmetics mascara, I'm going to go ahead and start working that mascara into the lash line and applying the mascara in the direction that the lash grows. This will help to create a fanned lash look. Now at this point, hopefully you're able to see the difference between the two eyes. We have softened the hood and we have lifted the eye. Using individual lashes with our duo glue, I'm going to place these just randomly from the center to the outer corner and a few on the inner corner, so it goes from small to medium length. And then I'm going to take the mascara so that the natural lashes bind with the faux lashes. Adding the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk highlighter, we're going to place that on the high points of the face, cheekbone, and brow bone, and then tapping that in after we're done using a fluffy brush. Using a flat brush, I'm going to put this on the inner corner of the eye and across the bridge of the nose, adding it to the Cupid's bow and underneath on the bottom lip. Adding, of course, a little to the ears to add a sheen and round the center of the forehead. Using the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, I'm going to wet a brush, go in with the Tropical Dusk Tom Ford palette with that beautiful gold bronze and tap this on the center of the lid. This creates a beautiful flick of light in the center. Just patting that on, building up the color slowly. As you can see, I'm moving my hand around to really place and pack that color on. And here we have the beautiful glitz light-catching bronzy gold lid. This is a great way to add a vibrant glam look without it being over the top. It's a natural glow. Adding now the MAC eyeliner in black brown, we're going to go ahead and take a small angled brush. We want to hide the base of those faux lashes so they look natural. So you just want to tight line against your natural lash line and make sure you hit that inner corner as well. Grabbing the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner, we're going to feather this all over the lips, working from the outer corner and building up your pigments. This will help the lipstick to stay on really well because now we are creating basically like a soft stain. Make sure you do a little under that lip to create fullness. And then using two DIOR glosses in Rose Shimmer and Mocha Shimmer, we're going to start first with Mocha, and we're going to place that right in the center, and we're going to blend that in across the lips. Feel free to use a thin layer if you do not want to worry about it transferring, just to give a bit of a sheen. Grabbing now the Rose Shimmer, we're going to add a second layer, but just on the center of the lips as the main focus and blend it out a bit. This creates a fullness. And here we have half of the look done. And here is the final look. Finishing with some Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Here we have Beat the Heat, Easy Everyday Makeup. This is all about building up thin layers of product, really setting it into the skin, but creating an everyday beautiful look as well. We also went over how to address a hooded lid and how to create a beautiful faux tan for every day. Thank you for watching. If you want to support the content, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a comment, use the affiliate links down below, and don't forget to go ahead and give me a thumbs up. See you guys in the next model sessions. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.